Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Humankind, where, listen, I hesitate to say that we have a commanding position, if only because I feel like that's really hanging the sword of Damocles right over my own head. But I'm feeling like confident, I'm feeling pretty good. So let's talk about, before we move forward here, let's talk about our demands.
You have need of me?
Because we have a couple of things that we could press, right? Why is this symbol for your concern for the people of Big Do under the... Why are... These are both oppressing my people things, but is the symbol supposed to be telling me why I get to make the demand? Why I have the grievance? Because this one is about us overwhelming someone with our culture, and it scrolls up there for a second and then jumps back down to our capital. Let me click on it. This one... Oh, okay. Some stuff changed hands via violence, and then some other stuff. Okay, yeah, this is a more complicated situation, and the iconography is telling me something. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter, really. So we're both declining in war support for the moment. These guys are still feeling aggressive toward me on account of, you know, all of the stuff I'm always doing. So I still think we're probably not going to press our grievances. I think if I tell them, hey, you got to give me mimosa or it's going to be a thing, they're going to be like, okay, let it be a thing. And then they're going to run over here with all of their troops and stuff. Did we have the ability to press something with the Morians too? No, maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe with purple? I thought there was another civilization. Okay. Well, I'm not in the mood to make war with yellow. I think that is nothing but negative for us. We're doing just fine. We're doing just fine without engaging directly with yellow. Yellow does have their era star, though. I think we're going to stick around in this era for a while. Where are we at on gold? We're making 174 gold per turn. And the next merchant star is 1,500 gold away. So we're committing to being in this era for quite some time if we want that fame. If we stick around for that long, I do feel like we'll probably be able to get the third builder star as well, though. Which is pretty significant. And if we stick around that long... Well, I was going to say maybe we could pursue a technology star, but 4 technologies at our current rate of research, I don't know if that's realistic. I do love fame, though. The thing about fame is it's very good, and we're not close to, like, yellow is the only person who is even anywhere near being able to move up. So as long as yellow doesn't take the Franks from us, we're not really losing anything by waiting. It's like the only real danger is that we wouldn't get the Franks, who I think are a little bit better than all of the other civs for where we're at, all the other cultures. I think we're going to stick around. Let's earn at least that second merchant star, and hopefully the third builder star as well. Okay, they moved up to the Ghanaians. Fine, that's fine. The Puppet Master deed has been... Yeah, somebody became liege over a vassal empire, which I assume is also why there is a skull in our bar. The Ghanaians are buying stuff. Somebody gained renown as a merchant. Oh no, this is warning me that my army will be lost at sea. Oh, is that a deep water tile? It is. That's weird. It's lighter in color, but it definitely says ocean when you mouse over it. Well, that's also ocean. Okay, you know what? Come back to the coastal water, and we'll have to jump them up to land. I didn't realize that these tiles were ocean, because they're not colored like ocean. Maybe the coloration is not what tells you whether it's deep water or shallow water. I sort of made that assumption based on the fact that that's how it works in Civilization, I think. Okay. Oh, hey. We got another tenant. We got our believers up. So are these all available? It looks like they're all available. Is nobody else at tier 2 yet? You have 30 followers, 29, 20. How many other religions are there? 18 and 28. Okay. Well, we're doing all right on religion without having really put any effort into it, which I really like. I mean, choosing the Temple of Artemis as our first wonder, I'm sure, helped. So, literally every one of my religion's followers is inside of our empire, though. And yellow also has followers in our empire. So we're not doing a good job of spreading our religion outward into other people. But we're doing a fine job of just, like, holding it in place. And our population's growing fast enough that that's okay. So, +1 food per state religion follower in the capital. I don't know that our capital is the thing that, like, most needs a food boost. That's just infinite stability. Infinite stability for the capital. Again, doesn't necessarily seem like... I think we're fine. Money. Plus money is good. Plus science is good. Interesting that this is not... You know, these are all formed the same way. This one is just +10 influence on each of your holy sites. We currently have 3. So... That's not bad, but, like, I wonder at what point do we have enough influence, you know? At some point... We're going to have enough to do the expansion that we need to do, and also enough to make sure that we are getting lots of wonders. And at that point, influence is giving no benefit, right? Like, you do, there's sort of a soft cap, a cap on the effectiveness of it, at least. Okay, and this is just, the capital builds stuff really fast. And that I'm not, like, this could be good. Use the capital to build a lot of our wonders that we're earning. I'm a little torn between undertake pilgrimage and reject luxury. I mean, actually, what's our total science output right now? 217. So, bear not false witness is 33 additional science per turn. That is actually quite significant. And that number's only going to keep going up. And you know what? I will probably never feel like we have too much science. I actually think we're going to take this. It's all good. If we could take multiples, we would grab, like, they're all compelling. But I think this is the one for our situation. We get our next at 64. Okay. Hark, your empire is a land of plenty, that's what I've been saying. Your city's a quiltwork of farms and small holdings that feed your hungry and ambitious people, while new methods of the age bring huge grain silos into your employ, transforming the farming landscape. As the sector scales up, you must ask yourself if it is time the state ran the empire's farms. Would that be beneficial to us? So, nationalize industries to get +1 farmer slot on city, per farmer's quarter, or this to... Okay, so the gold version of this or the food version of this. I don't know, and I don't necessarily think that that's a very compelling choice. I think this is probably not where our next civic point is going. Okay, so building. Hopefully we can continue accelerating our gold per turn. So... Part of me wants to just stop here, and then next turn sail a full turn of movement out into the water, and then the turn after sail back. I think I'm gonna keep moving for the moment. I cannot wait to have all that extra movement speed. All right, so with 304 gold though, we can probably buy something of value. Oh, right, we can also just build a new stone ring, because we gained +1 holy site. We should probably do that. But it's not a huge concern. It's not an immediately pressing concern. So, like, what would I want to buy? We do have an awful lot of river. Let's go ahead and buy one of those for the capital. Just really push here. And then, like... really do think we want to be focused on industry. If I move one person off of food, I think it's going to add a turn. Yeah, it's going to add a turn to our next birth. That's fine. We'll leave that way. So we do have to keep a little bit of an eye on other people's stars. Wow, Orange really jumped up there. I would like to get into the next era before letting too many other people go ahead of us. But, okay, we're just not even... Just gonna move right past that. Lots of people buying access to my resources all the time. It's a wonderful thing. I guess you can just... Yeah, you can just go over the water and end your next turn here and be perfectly safe. You guys need to get out here. And honestly, we probably want to have them just run up to this Kothon. Is that going to be fast? That's a long run. You get to make most of it on roads, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the fastest way to get where we're going over there is. So we already have you headed toward the lighthouse. I am, in fact, just going to kind of sail out and see if we see anything of interest here. Okay, we will have to return to the shallow water next turn. Oh man, we are so close. We are so close to getting this in one. We are trying to get a merchant star right now, so maybe I shouldn't be moving people off of money, but like, you know, science. Science is pretty important. Oh, wow. Orange accelerated. Fortunately, they took the Phoenicians. I mean, we have seen many times, it is possible to get a whole lot of stars in real quick succession. Yep. Okay, you guys just go back. Excellent news. Ghanaians make a demand, which we will acknowledge in a certain way. Yep, and that's going to screw up all my money. Look at the income loss. How dare they? Alright, I'll make it back to that shallow water. We are going to disregard... Yeah, that's not really that many turns of movement. That's a fine way to do this. And then we'll explore up this way. I think we're going to disregard their demand for a moment here. And just keep working. Plus industry on maker quarter for other adjacent makers quarters. Plus industry from workers. That's pretty good, obviously. We do now have access to the war elephant. So we should probably build a couple of war elephants, is my feeling. Plus influence. Ooh, just a building that gives plus 10 science. That seems okay. What are we really working toward? There's another city cap gain over here. The ability to relocate the capital doesn't seem particularly meaningful to me. Crop rotation seems very good. I mean, siege tactics is definitely compelling, right? Plus 1 unit slot in an army is a big deal. We do have the ability to do reinforcements now, so it's not... No, I don't. Let's get that. Actually, we have a bunch of... Yeah, like irrigation would also be really good to have. Maybe we are getting a research star here. We need 3 more techs from where we are now. Yeah, okay, that's happening. We're very close to this. We can buy out a bunch of stuff to make that happen. And yeah, we're giving them a little bit of extra war support by disregarding them. Although, actually... Wait, did they pull that? Oh no, sorry. It's just their demands are collapsed. I do not want to give them Subra. Obviously, we will not be doing that. But we're gonna disregard them for a moment here. We'll answer their thing after we built a war elephant or two. That's my feeling. Alright, we have successfully built a wonder. Even more fame for me. So, we have a couple of turns until Research Star, a couple of turns until this goes off. Can we build 8 districts in that time? Because it sure would be cool to go into the next era with that much fame. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff we want to be building. Oh, do we not lose... I thought you lost access to your emblematic unit after you moved up an era, but maybe not. I mean, eventually it'll get replaced by, like, just a higher level archer anyway, right? But I do feel like maybe the capital could stand to pump out some elephants. Yeah, I figured they'd be pretty fast here. We'll just have a couple of 31 strength units on hand. And I mean, obviously, I would vastly prefer that we not convert population into military units, but I do think it's worth having a little bit of a standing army. And I don't really want to buy any elephants though, because I'd like to spend my money buying districts. See if we can get where we're going, right? So I think Napata should probably build a garrison. You can just build this anywhere. I'm assuming it doesn't exploit anything, right? Yeah. But it can function as a forward land unit spawn, so let's just put it on a tile that doesn't... Does it generate... No, it doesn't generate any additional effect when it's adjacent to things. Yeah, but we can just put it down on a tile that's not doing anything, and it won't matter. If we do end up like building along the river or anything, we're not really losing anything by doing that. I think right here, back away from the river a little bit, makes sense to me. We'll just go ahead and purchase that. So now we have a forward land unit spawn for fighting over this area. And hopefully they will see that I am reinforcing this area and decide that it is not worth it to make an issue of it. I don't have a lot of faith in that. And then I really do just want to build more districts. There's not... I mean, there's a little bit of money to be made here. $10 per turn, sacrificing 3 industry. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I think that's good. If we were to put down a science outpost in this area... Yeah, I do like that. That's a fair amount of research. We'll buy that too. And then, of course, we like to build research areas near each other. This is the science district. You know, the old science district. And then we'll start working on stuff here too. So we have a pretty compelling area up here to build food into. That's not as good as I would like. What I would like to do is build there, right? Get the advantage of all of that river. So what I think I want to do right now actually is just build out here in order to create a situation where we can build there. And while building military units, I think we are in fact still going to get our builder star. And look at that! 4 move per turn, hooray! Alright, let's go investigate this lighthouse, doing some good work already. I might just send them out. Yeah, I'm gonna just do some of this. Let's just creep out here. We are looking for shallow water in the darkness. And we are not having a lot of luck with that. Yep, that other army can just do what I said to do. Do armies in this game have the ability to be purchased up to a new... Is that what this arrow is? Oh yeah, okay. This arrow tells you have an upgrade thing, but unfortunately, no iron. So... Well, we'll deal. We'll survive, probably. Maybe I should say that like it's an assurance. There's a chance we'll survive. Okay, so next turn we get our... Alright, some player we haven't met is getting reputations. So next turn we get our merchant star. Next turn we get our scientist star. If I do a 1-turn research, and we do have several 1-turn researches available, and also sailing, which is a 0-turn research. Well, yeah, go ahead and grab that. We had science banked enough to pay for the entire cost of this. Okay, there's my scientist star. So, what's up next? We have learned how to do a little bit of science. Outpost assimilation cost down, not like super relevant. Fortifications giving me access to better walls around our cities and better citizen fighters, maybe a good idea. Hydrology. Ooh, the watermill, just industry from river tiles. We have a lot of river tiles. Give me hydrology, and then we'll maybe think about fortifications too. It's worth considering. Alright, find me some places to settle. And y'all just hang out, I guess? Sort of in the middle of the empire. I think actually that elephant is in a fine location. Alright, so you successfully built that. At this point, building out... It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Are these tiles really so poor? I guess it would be good to turn this on. Oh, they're way more industry heavy than I thought. I guess, yeah, they're getting +1 food from the river, but also they're raw industry tiles to begin with. So, like, a workers' quarter here is pretty phenomenal. Let's go ahead and build that, I guess. So that'll take 1 turn. Where are we at on this builder star now? We need 5? I can get to 5. Let's go ahead and do that, obviously. So if we continue to build out the research quarter over here, it is going to keep being good. It's hard for me to imagine that this is the wrong play. Okay, so we'll do that. Get another elephant going, but then we should probably build districts here too, as in order to push. So we can get some pretty poor payouts. Honestly, I think we're just kind of leaning away from the money. The money's nice. I'm glad that we have solid income, but it's very difficult for me to imagine that it's right to continue building income. On the other hand, look at all the food. Look at all the food we can make. Okay. I think we're sticking it out for that builder star, so you just need to come back and refresh. Y'all just hang out here for the moment. You're good. You're getting right back out there in a second. Okay. So Brown is getting pretty close. Maybe we should jump ship. I mean, next turn, obviously. We'll be partway through this, so we may be able to buy this out next turn. We won't get that done. I'm gonna refocus a little bit here. I guess that person can effectively come from the farm. I would really like that 3rd builder star. It's a lot of fame. Alright. Now that we have 2 elephants, maybe this is the turn when we deny the demand? I think probably. Okay, I'm hoping that this is just an island that nobody is currently adjacent to, so that it will not be a big deal when we go down there and take it. Also, getting close to the ability to claim a new wonder. You know what, maybe I want to take this at a different angle, though. Here, let's head back to here. We'll come down here and we'll explore out that way. This is not the best way, probably, to find new lands, but we don't have access to the good ways. Ooh. Okay. A curiosity out in the ocean. So we need 3. Okay, that's going to take basically everything. But now we only need 2. We can probably get 1 in 1 turn off of this, so we'll be able to buy this out. Next turn we'll be able to get that builder star, I think. Actually, we will not get a thing done in 1 turn here, though. Not enough overflow. You know what we need is to not lose any more stability here right now, but we do need to keep building districts. So let's construct a garrison, and we'll do it over here. In case Brown wants to start getting aggressive with us. I think, like, on the high ground is nice, but you want to make sure it's high ground that you can attack from. Or I guess, actually, because of the way this area is shaped with all the cliffs and stuff, if we put the garrison right here, it actually makes it very difficult for them to move into our territory aggressively. Like, this is a real bottleneck, because this is all cliff. Yeah, I think I like that a lot, actually. And y'all start working on... It doesn't have to be another district. I don't think we need this city to produce a district. So let's talk about other stuff that might be useful here. Obviously, we can build some stability buildings and whatnot. We don't have a river for this city, so all of the fun river stuff, well, we are exploiting like 2 river tiles right now. That could change, right? We could build out some stuff over here. Yeah, it's not awesome, but it is food. The city's a little food light. If we were going to build a food district, though, yeah, it probably makes more sense for it to be over here. What about industry? Like, industry-related infrastructure, I think would be a really good idea. Have we built all of that kind of stuff that we can actually get benefit from? I think so. Well... This city is benefiting from 2 harbors right now. Let's build the river benefit stuff, and then we can start building food districts along the river. Okay, so hopefully we'll have enough money plus enough industry on these 2 to be able to buy out both of the districts next turn. This one's going to be most of the way done. This one's going to be most of the way done. We do not actually have a ton of income right now.
You? What do you want?
Let's see if we can fix this. No, wait, sorry. I'm refusing your demand.
No, I cannot agree to this anemic proposal.
Okay. They withdrew, which got our trade income back. It's not the most perfect way for that to get done, but their war support's getting really high. But we have a little bit of a standing army now, and we can build more quickly if it comes to it. We gotta figure out a way to make people like us. We gotta do things to make people like us. Oh. Forbid new trade. Cowardice. And they just made the demand again. I feel like they shouldn't be allowed to do that every turn. Alright. We're not gonna get there. Shoot. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to sit in this era one more turn then. Because, like, what are we looking at here? It's 275 fame. Yes, I do think it's worth it. Alright, let's have a look at this landmass. Okay, so there's a lot of rocky cliff. Yeah, just end your turn here and we'll disembark there next turn. You guys can finally get a move on. So do we know for sure that there's... Okay, there is coastal water waiting for us. Is that within 8? Oh, there's a space of coastal water here. We're fine. We do want to end this turn here. And then start out along the trail next turn. You know, the ocean. The big wet trail, they call it. So do we want to start building that other holy site? I mean, I guess we may as well, right? And again, I think it doesn't matter too terribly where it goes. Somewhere out here, so that we can put faith pressure out on these guys, I guess. Yeah, we do want to get that up. And this is going to finish naturally next turn, so we may as well spend money on other stuff. How short were we? Not that short. Okay, do we want to claim a wonder? I think so. I think probably. We're not going to, we're going to want to put down a new city soon. Although, actually, you know what? Maybe I want to wait until the next era, because when we move up, new ones are going to appear. Yeah, let's hold off. And let's get some of that good science. Let's get some science that actually matters. So we can't move up into Era 3, obviously, because we're not in Era 3, but we should be preparing to do so. So the games are kind of whatever. The Commons Quarter is neat. And this stuff leads into better long-term units, better simple units that don't require resources. Ooh. This, unfortunately, requires iron, but it would be nice to be able to start some of these cities on this new continent, you know, fingers crossed that actually happens, with some infrastructure stuff built already. So yeah, maybe we're working toward feudalism, which means that the next thing we're grabbing is conquest into imperial power. Let's do that for right now. That'll be the plan for the moment. So what is Yellow's war support is maximum. Right, if we refuse this demand, it's just going to cap out. So we probably need to build more military units after we finish this star. So another person moved up. Got our builder star. Let's, The Empire's made impressive strides in becoming a building powerhouse, the envy of the world. Now, though, to maintain this momentum, you must ensure you have a reliable stream of workers who will work tirelessly on your great projects. From where should you find these thralls? It's probably not going to blow anybody's mind that I generally have some feelings about this question. How about we don't do that? It's wild to me that that there is no answer to this question that is no, thank you. I would prefer not to. I want to see what's over here. I'm not in any danger of losing this to anyone, I don't think. We'll come back for it. Okay. Listen, I know that I'm like my whole game plan is basically like let's do a colonialism. I'm not trying to say that I am not guilty of any sins, but even then there must be a line, right? Somewhere there must be a line. Here, let's get this holy site finished. Is it already on one turn? Okay, yeah, so this city doesn't need to do anything. This city can get to the business of producing elephant? If I put war elephant in the queue, I'm sure it'll still finish, right? I actually have no idea. Start overflowing resources into an elephant as well. Actually, it looks like we'll also finish the elephant. Okay, we're just gonna have a standing army of an elephant or two. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and press this "Give me the Franks" button. I think these guys seem fine. The legacy trait's awesome, and we really want to be aesthete influence. And also, I mean, like, the scriptorium's not bad.
Wisdom and technical innovation from earlier eras bring humankind new knowledge, and we immediately use it to find new ways to kill each other off. Greater empires build more powerful armies, but brute strength may be defeated by superior innovations. It is brains versus brawn, with ever richer cities as tempting spoils for the victor.
I mean, if you're talking about a situation in which you are trying to develop the ability to shoot crossbows at people's heads, it's sort of brains versus brains. Just, they're playing... those two brains are playing different games, is all. Okay, so we've got ourselves a new era, a new look with our cool pyramids and our excellent harbor districts. And, at this rate, what are we looking at here? Okay, 7,000. 7,000 is a little bit of influence, but honestly, we're kind of just like tearing toward it. I don't really think it's going to be a problem. So yeah, like I said, I think this stuff is way more important. Actually, getting eyes on the land over here is way more important than picking that up. We'll get it later. I'm sure I'll remember. I've never forgotten anything in my life. How dare you? So what do we see out here? Well, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. This is a weird... Huh. Well, we'll check it out next turn. So, if I wanted to put down an outpost out here. 130. Okay, not bad at all. Not even a little bit of a problem. We can definitely afford to claim a wonder. So, new wonders. The Forbidden City got snapped up by yellow very quickly. Plus 25 war support increase when going to war. Gee, I wonder what their plan is. Angkor Wat will give us +1 food per faith. And it's a holy site. And it has 20 faith and as such 20 food on it. That seems very good. +1 faith per research technology, a whole bunch of stability. And they all have a lot of stability. Most of the ones from this era have 40. And this is also considered a holy site. And this is plus 20% turns before being converted by others' religion. Oh. I don't think that's not a problem we're having. So, like, I dig Angkor Wat. I dig Angkor Wat a lot. I think this is probably the winner. Versus, like, what else might we do? The Statue of Zeus, potentially? Should be, like, fine. The Mausoleum's good. I think the Mausoleum's, like, very good, though. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be the winner, actually. That said, it's an older era thing, and I wonder if it is broadly the case that the AI prefers to move forward in air. Like, they tend to grab the later stuff. Like, this might be available to us later. Also, I am looking at this Pyramid of Giza and thinking, boy, I sure build a lot of districts. Yeah, they've done a good job, at least, of balancing these in such a way that I feel like there's rarely one obviously correct answer. Food is more valuable the earlier you get it, though. I'm gonna say this one. Claim it. Gimme. Okay. So, when our aesthete bar fills up in 2 turns, we will be able to either influence bomb or tourism yields. So that just influence bombs us. So the economic gains you have from having influence dominion over territories. It is not actually clear to me what even that is the thing. So yeah, all of the elephants that we put in the queues are still building. Do we still have the ability to build elephants? We do. Okay, you just don't lose your emblematic units. Obviously, until they get overwritten by higher quality units of the same type. Alright, that's good. That's good to know. So we have access to this beautiful scriptorium now. We did lose the access to our emblematic district. Obviously, the harbor is way less good. Way less good than the Kothon. So everybody finish building elephants. Because we're about to be at war, I'm pretty sure. And in the meantime, exploration. What is the upgrade on these? With 2 horses, I can turn you into a horseman who has 6 base movement. Can I do that anytime? You have to be in my territory? You have to be in my territory. And it costs $90. You know what? Into it. Does mean that we're not actually going to start scouting until next turn, though. So you're good for the rest of this one. And we have well more than enough money to settle that new city. So, there's a city cap available from a civic. We are also just about to have research open again, and we have a couple of different researches that we can pursue that would give us city cap, right? Or no, I guess foreign outpost is the only one that's immediately available. We have to go through something to get to theology. But yeah, we're not far off. So this is a good time for exploration, or for expansion in general. Okay. And what are the new values on the other stuff that we're looking at here? 5 technologies, just a huge amount of money, like an absurd amount of money earned. We need 13 more districts for our next builder star, which is actually pretty doable. 5 territories for an expansionist star, honestly, also probably pretty doable. How is... Wow, Yellow's already through their first star of this new era. That said, I think Yellow is having a problem. Yellow's having the problem, right? That I think a lot of people are going to fall into if they're not thoughtful about how they engage with this whole stars and fame system. If you're just moving up to the next era as quickly as you can, you're really capping your fame growth pretty hard. And I think that's what's happened to Yellow. Yellow is not making sure to get the high-value fame stars. They're not, like, optimizing their effort to fame ratio. They're just like, get stars, move forward. That is not the thing. That is not the thing of humankind. So we still have a strategic resource that we don't know what it is yet. It's some kind of a very advanced thing, but it can't be too advanced because the really high level, the really high tier stuff isn't in the game yet. Okay, Brown has gone Aztec. That's a pretty fight-focused culture. I don't like how military all of my neighbors are getting. Makes me very nervous. Where do we want to... You know what I might want to do is just have, like, my amassed army sort of parked here, more in the center of my of my deal. And that way we can quickly respond to an attack from anywhere. Alright, now you explore. Come on, show me some shallow water somewhere. Alright, well, we'll be able to get back at least. You lot are good, just wait here. Oh, can I not? Huh. That's weird. I was really expecting to be able to move from here to there. Not super clear to me why I can't. Okay, whatever. Oh, we've discovered the Umayyads in pink. So, they are the liege of one of the other empires. Obviously, things are going pretty well for them. And this weirdness that I was seeing is the Great Barrier Reef, which was discovered probably not that long ago by the Umayyads. Well, it would be cool to have it. And honestly, this area, like, it's got a luxury we don't have. It's got a cool coral reef. Yeah, I think let's just put down an outpost somewhere around here. Like, maybe right there? Honestly, that seems pretty good to me. There's not a ton of food available, like, anywhere out here, so... Okay, 4 turns. And it looks like there's nobody around to get upset at me about that. All of the borders here were neutral. We do see more land over there. Okay, shall we begin? The construction of Angkor Wat. We have a ton of faith in the capital, don't we? I don't actually get, like, a simple faith resource output. We're putting out a bunch of faith pressure from somewhere. Like, yeah, we have a lot of faith in the capital, so I would think that we want to build this within the capital's borders. It's just going to be, like, a huge amount of food. We can have an absurd amount of population here and just really pump all of our our all of our citizen stuff. Anything that gets bonuses from workers working on resources. So I guess let's just put it somewhere. How about over here? Somewhere where it's kind of safe. It is itself a holy site and it is generating faith. It's not clear to me, though, if faith as a resource is, like, more effective if it has proximity. I don't know, it's pretty safe over here, but we actually might build into these mountains and want to use them for stuff. Because, like, Maker's Quarters around there would be pretty good. I'm going to build it over here, because I have no idea. Because I have no idea if that's the right thing to do or not. And let's really grind through that. Let's do that as fast as we can. Got that down to 8 turns. Okay. I'll take it. Did they have a thing?
I'm a good neighbor and a loyal friend.
I see. We saw them, but they didn't see us. I could just stay quiet. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. And see about trade. I love trade. How do you feel about trade? Okay, they're way into it, actually. So I am having some stability issues on account of my trading partners kind of got cold feet about all of the antagonism that I'm always doing. So it'd be really cool for me if we could trade, but I guess we're going to have to actually figure out where their cities are before we can do that. I mean, there is a way to do that. There is a thing. In 5 turns, we could ask if they want to share maps. They might go for it. And honestly, it would probably be mostly to our benefit. Way more than to theirs. Yeah, okay. We'll consider it. Yes, I know. Okay, so our aesthete bar is filled. I'm going to press the tourism yields button and see what happens. Right now we're making 161 gold per turn. Okay, that's significant. This will last for 10 turns. It's a fair amount of money, all told. Alright, you probably just have to come back. Alright, so we can't fold these all into one army yet. We can have them chill out next to each other, and eventually we'll get the resources to fold those into one. And then you, I suppose, I'm a little torn between check out this landmass and like push down here and see if there's anything more to be seen. I guess getting access to more, taking over a larger number of districts is probably the right play. Let's work on that. So you won't get in the water until next turn. These guys have finally gotten on land. We can have a look around. Okay, you see a little geyser thing up here, which is cool. Actually, quite a bit of science is available. I'm not sure if we want to try to claim this, though, because obviously Purple's going to have feelings about that.
Tell me about yourself.
We're at 50 war support. And, you know, they're feeling a little friendly with us. Could we alliance? What if we were friends? We both don't like yellow very much. Military intelligence is freely shared is a thing that I'm a little... I don't necessarily want them to know everything my troops can see.
Hail, friend. I have a notion which would benefit us both.
Wow. That's a lot of money. I will take it.
Pleased to accept your proposal, friend.
I'm into it. Let's not do military actions on each other. That's a lot of money, though. I don't know if that was a good deal. Do we actually have a major event with Purple? Is that real? Or am I going to click on that? Okay, I was going to click on it and find out that it was nothing. Okay. So we're producing influence at such a rate that our SD bar is basically always going to be full. That's cool. I'm into that. The great coastal city of Huaraconga and coastal, it's a non-standard definition being used here, sends fishing crews far up and down the surrounding coastline. Now, one of the new crews has made a startling discovery. Wreckage of an ancient galley lying well preserved in shallow waters. That's ancient relative to us. That's impressive. After brief scouting, an experienced diver offers to explore with their gang and promises a fixed payoff for the Empire. They warn that the expedition isn't for the inexperienced, though. What is your choice? Well... So we could send down a professional, just get a bunch of money. We can mobilize our own military and maybe get whatever's down there, but also maybe some other stuff happens. This will move the economic axis. Or we can just let the dead sleep lest we offend their old gods. You know, it tends to be the case that old gods are the meanest, so there's something there. And get 25% faith. The thing is, if this is what we're talking about, like, this is such a small amount of money that I don't think it's worth taking any risks for at all. I'm assuming, like, the best version of Mobilize is probably just twice that much money or something, which I don't like. Again, not worth the risk of any negative effect. This moves the economic axis toward individualism, which I think we do actually want. I think we're sort of veering away from the money-based strategy toward the industry-based strategy, like a percentage industry boost. Would be really effective with our per citizen industry values being so high. So yeah, let's take this one more for the ideology push than for the money. Also, in general, you know, it's better when you let professionals do the things that they're professionals at.
Yes, sir.
Do not mistake your own eagerness for expertise. It ends badly. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of science available up here. I do sort of want to grab this. We did just sign a non-aggression thing with Purple. Purple, in theory, might be a little cool with us. Also, we could totally kick their asses if they weren't. I bet we could take them. So, like, put down an outpost here, build a science district there or something. Like, because this has a little bit more food to start with. Honestly, I'm like pretty torn on 5-10 versus 7-8. But there's a strategic resource that we don't know what it is yet. There's a luxury resource that we don't have any copies of yet. I'm going to do it. Purple might get mad at me, but we're going to do it. You all... Hold on a second. Hi. What's going on there? Alright, so that is a horseman. Am I allowed to upgrade you in this spot? Yeah? Okay, let's do that. Let's make sure that you're at least a little bit more able to defend yourself. Unfortunately, you know, need to be a little bit careful. Actually, my unit is more powerful than theirs. I was kind of expecting that they would outstrength us due to what seemed to be a difficulty-based strength bonus on the other people we were fighting, but maybe not. It looks like they are just 28 as we are 28, but our unit has a veterancy star, so it bumps up to 29. Okay, I'm still gonna go up here. Please don't ransack my stuff. I'm gonna have this unit do this. We're gonna just explore a little bit of space here on the way toward gathering up. Maybe having two units exploring together. You know, just in case. In case something untoward were to suddenly happen. Hard to imagine what that could be. So, what else do we want to do? We have money. We can certainly afford to just throw down some infrastructure improvements while we're building Angkor Wat. That's a lot of extra food. What if we were always just maximum food? There we go. That's still a birth next turn, but make sure we're also maximizing science. Alright, what's going on? The Aztecs have gained renown as a thief. Like a level 3. Wow, they're really pushing that thieving. Yep, I know I got armies in the deep water. Where do my empires now reach to the Celts?
Make this world a better place for all our peoples.
Okay, so the Celts are black. They're in the middle of the scoreboard. And we don't know anything about them positionally, but we must have met one of their units somewhere. And we don't really know anything about their diplomatic relationship with the rest of the world either. Are we... Nope, I do not know where... I do not know why we were just introduced to them. Okay, well, nothing for it, I suppose. Just keep looking around, y'all. So this is coastal, right? Yeah, okay. We gotta make sure that we don't end this turn in deep water. It would be a very silly way to lose a unit. We have one more movement point left. Okay, it looks like this may not be a real island over in this territory. May have happened upon a little isthmus or something. Is that right? Is that what I mean? You know, a little chain. There's a word for a chain of islands. My brain is archipelago. Archipelago is the thing I was trying to think of. My brain's been doing that a lot to me lately. And yes, I am worried about it, in case you were wondering. It's tricky, because, I know that I'm kind of a hypochondriac, but I also know that I have a long family history of dementia. I just never feel like I can know whether I am justified freaking out about absolutely everything. And I got an anxiety disorder on top of it. It's a bad cocktail of traits. Alright, so that's black, right? It just moved up to the English? Yes. Okay. So almost... Are we all now in this era? Okay, got ourselves a civic point. Got ourselves a new grievance. The Huns claimed the territory on our border. I am not gonna make a thing of that. We're cool. So I was about to do something and I got interrupted and now I can't remember what the thing was. Well, whatever. It probably wasn't very important. Let's see. You guys are gonna get in the water. You can already see more shallow water. Let's go have a look over there. Okay, that's a player border. Ah, okay. This is why we met the Celts. That boat must have become visible to us briefly. So that is the empire. Yes, the Aztecs, the empire that used to be what do you call it? Whatever they used to be. So this is where pink stuff is. Is this... Okay, these are black resource deposits. So now we have a sense of sort of the shape of the world. There's an awful lot of dark space here. Who am I? Oh, right. This person. Yeah, just also get down here. I'm starting to get a little nervous about exploring solo. Basically, just anybody could jump us out here. Alright, we got 3 turns left on all of that. How far off are we from being able to grab our next... Okay, 2,000. Honestly, I think we're probably going to be picking that up pretty soon. How long until this becomes a... Oh, this is a full-fledged outpost already. Well, that makes me feel like we should just go ahead and build an artisan's quarter. That's a good use of our money. And then... I do absolutely just want to turn it into a city. It costs 1,000 influence to do that. Okay. Alright. Fine. Oh, a lot of the water immediately surrounding us is the wrong kind of water. That's unfortunate. So it will exploit the science, but it exploits the tiles adjacent to it too, right? So I'm wondering if it might end up being better to... Oh, well, the tiles of the Natural Wonder aren't actually super powerful, though. It's just whoever controls it gets the bonus. So yeah, I guess actually this is where we would want to construct this. We'll go ahead and put that down, and then... Yeah, next turn we'll start city creation. Maybe we're a little further off of that new wonder than I was thinking. It turns out it just takes a lot of influence to expand. I think that's a pretty good idea. It should be difficult, because otherwise just everybody's going to be expanding everywhere as quickly as possible, and you end up with the map being set very, very early in the game. I think a lot of games of Humankind are still going to have competition for land and resources and stuff through much more of the game, which is a real good thing in my opinion. I guess it depends on which parts of these games you enjoy the most. The Empire is a vast, glorious land of mountains and grasslands. I was just saying that. Stretching countless leagues and full of wonders and mysteries. Over many generations, your people have subdued many of its corners, but now you must ask the question, to whom do these lands truly belong? Well, I mean, you're going to have to answer some other questions, like what does the word belong mean in this context, and basically, it's all very complicated. Allows the claiming and merging of territories with money instead of influence. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting sort of long game strategic direction that we are definitely not really playing in, but we could have been. We could easily have been. I think we're going to take... where is it? We're going to take the legitimacy? No. Somewhere around here is the thing that gives city cap. Okay, yeah, this one. And just also get this big jump toward more influence. And then we're going to research ourselves a point of city cap pretty soon, and we're going to need that one too. So we wouldn't really want to grab this region anyway, because it would be contentious. I guess let's just head back over here and try to explore further south, maybe? So 1, 2, 3, 4... I'm trying to figure out, like, where exactly do we want to jump in the water? Is there a place where we could go through the deep water to get down here and, like, actually get some new vision? But I think the answer is no. Ships just don't quite move fast enough for that. Even with the lighthouse. So, 500 gold is certainly enough to buy some new stuff out, but I think we probably want to just... 10 turns. I was going to say we want to just wait until this new city is built and then, like, purchase all of the things that it needs to be functional. But we probably don't have to wait for 10 turns. We could buy some stuff now and then come back to it. So, a scriptorium. It would like to be adjacent to just some districts. It doesn't really matter which kind. So maybe like around here? Why are we getting... So this is supposed to be getting +3 science per adjacent research quarter. This is definitely not a research quarter. But it is getting +6 from synergies on adjacent exploitations. I guess maybe it counts enough to boost, because it is boosting the values in those places. Well, okay, works for me. Faith and industry and more science. We'll get some of this stuff up, and then we'll maybe spend next turn's money too, and then save from there for the new city. I wonder if I can gain renown badges, or if that's just an AI thing. Because, like, some of them seem pretty beneficial. Is this a real landmass, or is it just a tiny... Okay. Looks like it might just be a group of tiny islands. I don't know, that might be real land over there. Yeah. Darn it. Stupid rocky cliffs. It's very hard to tell where you can and cannot get out of the water. Alright, never mind. Don't carry any orders forward into next turn. I'll figure your stuff out manually. I guess let's head this way. Let's actually come down here, because we can see that there's land. Obviously, green will have some problems with us taking it, but we may or may not actually care about that. Ah, okay. I have no idea how the vassal mechanics work in this game. I don't know if that's a big deal. I mean, clearly one of those players screwed up real bad. So do we want to push into theology? Foreign outposts? I think feudalism first. Yeah, we have time to pick up feudalism before we need the other point of city cap, potentially. Because it's gonna cost a lot of influence before we can build City 5. Speaking of which, how's this outpost going? Okay, it is ready. Let's go ahead and connect those, and I'm not gonna buy them out, just work on them slowly. Yeah, just work on them slowly. We'll get stuff done. Alright, so we got our... Oh, okay, all kinds of stuff is happening. Hold on a second. We got our wonder. Ah. Yellow has declared war on us. Okay, that's going to change a lot of stuff. Avrama converted to Nubian shamanism. Alright, well, it's not going to zoom to that correctly. Yep. Lots of resource output to and from the Obsidians. The Aztecs have made an absurd demand that I don't have time to...
Like a mouthful of worms.
Do I know what your deal is? Not really. Refuse.
Despite your good intentions, to accept so little would tarnish my glorious name.
Okay, the Maya have also made that same demand. A foreign war was declared.
My people
okay.
adore you.
Yep, the Maya are traitors. That's certainly true. So, wait a second. Who else is at war?
How do you do?
Are you
Whoever
at war?
You are.
You are at war with Yellow. Okay. I'm going to refuse their demands because I don't think they'll declare war on me. Yeah. I think that they're busy. So, do we get to know who declared on who in the case of Yellow going to war with Purple? I don't think we do. So, Purple. I was having a thought here. No, they didn't go for it. I was just thinking, we have a lot of common problems. Maybe that might work. Any chance you'd go for... How about some trade?
Hail, friend. I have a notion which would benefit us both.
I would love to trade for your resources.
You are the pride of your empire.
In theory, their stuff should be... At least it should be possible for their stuff to be quite cheap, right? So what do we want the most? I mean, like, obsidian would be wonderful. More obsidian? Yo, that's expensive. Ooh, what does ambergris give? Science and stability and just, like, small flat values. Okay. Again, I do kind of want to be saving money for the new city, but also, stability is important. And we just lost a lot of our trade, so our whole deal is kind of screwed up right now. Like, let's go have a look at our cities. What are we trending toward on stability? Warikanga's going to 60, Kerma's going actually to 100. Well, Kerma has, like, a whole lot of stability from wonders, right? So that's not a big surprise. Okay. Maybe we're okay. Maybe we're fine. Maybe I don't need to worry so much about this. So maybe we don't need to immediately start trade. I'm just thinking, like, trade does improve relations in the long term, right? We've seen some positive relationship modifiers from it. And also, there is actual, like, benefit. Like, I would love to get a hold of their silk and their obsidian. I'm willing to pay for the obsidian. I'm willing to pay the big price. Obsidian's just a really good resource. Okay. So we'll get all that news from the borders. Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. Believe it or not, I get that a lot. Okay, so we don't actually see any Ghanaian armies. Never mind. We see one Ghanaian army right now. They also have elephants. And of course, their elephants have 1 strength more than mine. Isn't that right? No, we have 1 more strength than they do. So we do get trample, potentially. Okay, good. So they got some elephant guns. Maybe not guns, bows. Elephant bows. So they ignore penalties from fighting in melee, and then they just have some swordsmen who are going to get elephanted really badly. It seems like this would be really not good for them, honestly. Alright, so we'll start moving the elephants up toward this front. We can quickly build more military units if we need to, if they press us in the south. Or maybe we should just build more military units so that we can press them in the south. That's not unreasonable. So I'm assuming the elephant is still the best thing we have ground troops-wise. Yeah. It's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't know if I want to refocus, because again, like, I really like military units costing population. I think that's an incredibly good idea, because it makes these decisions so much more difficult. There's such a long-term cost to having an army. But I do feel like we should have at least... Yeah, I do feel like we should have at least 2 armies worth of elephants. Let's get this watermill done, and then we'll produce elephants here too. Okay, and then y'all should... Am I allowed in their territory? They're not going to freak out at me, right? I just want to see the actual land masses. Okay, so they've got their city, like, very close to the coast. We are seeing exploitation. Or I guess maybe they've just got some districts and some extractors and stuff. Okay, I would not be able to get out of the water here. But it does look like it's just, again, just tiny little chains of islands. Alright, and you're gonna search... Here. We'll come down here, and we'll search south from there, because we know there's land. We should at least have a look at it, even if I'm a little leery of building on it. And I think I am gonna build 1 elephant. Alright, we could bump some people over to industry here. If I move another person, is it going to affect the birth rate? It is. Let's not do that then. Let's move you over here. We can't quite get this elephant down to 1 turn, but we can get it down to a very cheap purchase next turn. That'll have to do. Do I want to... Yeah, I'll go ahead and bump the last... Let's actually fill up those slots. When in war mode, it is probably a good idea to make sure we are full on industry. Yeah. So do I want to... It feels like it's strange to have almost full food and almost full science. Like, we should probably commit to a direction here, right? Here, let's try to replace the lost population as quickly as possible, because we are going to be burning some population here. Alright. So we'll get at least 2 armies of elephants. We'll press these guys here, and then maybe... We'll press these guys here with these 5 units, and then maybe take this plus the other 3 elephants we're building and split them off and come around for the flank and start, like, ransacking stuff down here. I'm not really that concerned about taking stuff from Yellow. If we get stuff from Yellow, that's cool. But my primary concern here is depleting their desire to fight as quickly as possible, and then we can sort of figure out the long-term strategic implications of the war from there. But that really does sound like a problem for next time, doesn't it? I think this is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, I guess it's finally time to prosecute the conflict that, honestly, we all knew was coming eventually. And we'll see you then.